I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, November the 17th, where these cash feeders just continue to sink. And we've continued this sharply lower trend on cash feeders from the big high volume Monday sales right through Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Thursday sales were down just as hard. But we got a cattle on feed report coming up, and I'm worried about it. I think it could be bad this afternoon too. But you look at the board, February live cattle down 62 cents at 125.12. Spot December live cattle down 65 cents at 119.55, which is just about exactly where your weighted average is going to be so far if we don't have any more cleanup sales. And if we did have some, I'd guess they'd be cheaper too. But January feeder cattle down 35 cents at 153.90. You look at the fat trade, and through Wednesday actually, 78,400 head, and then no sales to speak of on Thursday. But your weighted average live steers around 119.36, which is actually a little higher than I thought it might be, because we had the bulk of your southern plains at 119, and we had some northern plains at 119, and then some out there west as high as 120.50. But a lot of times you get a lot of off sale stuff, which every week you're going to have some off grading cattle sell off the market a little bit. But we were still had enough of those cattle that sold up above 119 to keep it close to 119.50 there. But that was exactly $4 lower than the previous week's weighted average at this point. Your dress steers 189.33, down $3. So you look at your box beef cutout values. Select has really been taking a hit this week. Not sure why, but your choice hasn't really been any higher and not a lot lower. But Select's just taking a hit, big hit, and it's really widening that spread between choice and select. But on Thursday afternoon's close there, choice cutouts sitting at 210.24. That was up 11 cents, but select's at 187.83, down 278. And now that choice select spread is almost $22.50, and hadn't been that long ago it was nearly nothing. But your actual dress steer weights come out on Thursday for the week ending November the 4th. They were up another pound, keeping those carcass weights up there pretty heavy, and we've been aggressively marketing, so it just went to show how many big market ready cattle we had. But 902 pounds for that week ending November the 4th. That was up just 1 pound from the previous week's report. Slaughter's been pretty decent, but it wouldn't take much to be better than last week. 473,000 through Thursday. That was 9,000 more than last week and 12,000 more than the same week a year ago. Like I said earlier, cattle on feed coming out Friday afternoon. It's a little early in the month this month, but I don't think they've got placements heavy enough again. I really don't. But their inventory for November 1st cattle on feed was in a narrow range, probably pretty close there at 105.7 on the average of the analyst guess. Marketing set at 105.4, continuing to aggressively market those cattle. That's looking really good. But the analysts have placements pegged on the average at 107.1, and the highest guess was just a pinch over 113, and I really think it's going to be right in there somewhere. So if that does ring true with those placements, if they've got them that far under what they come out to be, then that is going to be another bearish report, and you know how I like those. But the placements, if you just looked at nationwide auction receipts, we're setting right in there 114, 115. So, and I think the direct sales were just as heavy. So I can't understand how they could be much lower than that. But look at your feeder markets for Thursday. Real-time index based on the 800-pound steer on Beef Market Central lost some serious ground on Thursday. And the main reason is we're losing all those higher prices that go in that 7-day average from a week ago. So that's what's causing it to go down so severely, but down 328 on Thursday from looking at Wednesday's late day close at 152.69 based on an 800 pounder. And actually you can't get that for them in most places, so it needs to be going down. But you look at some big sales on Thursday. Pratt, Kansas, 3,300 head, called at $4 to $8 lower. You look up north in Kansas there. Farmers and Ranchers Livestock in Salina, Kansas. Big run, 4,400 head there, and the trend looks to be similar to Pratt there. Sure, $3 to $6 lower and more in spots there. But you look at a calf quote on that report there on Cattle Market Central. 349 head of steers weighed 558 on the average at 167.93, and that's almost $3 lower than the weighted average from last week. Look at some more individual quotes. Some calves that really sold good out there in eastern Colorado. Right before 5 o'clock on Thursday evening, 59 head of steers weighed 538 at $1.80, and that's top end on a 5-weight steer now, guys. Columbus, Nebraska had a really good sale on some big steers. And if you look at those calves or those steers there, they were all colored up, which you don't see a lot in Nebraska, which would be no big deal anywhere else. I'm sure they were all solid colored cattle, big square made steers, but you're talking about a part of the country where they will sort baldies off of blacks. But so some colored up cattle, so it wouldn't have been extreme top, but 73 head at 954 pound steers bring 163, and a really good test of the market right in the main line right there in the commercial end of cattle. Farmers and Ranchers at Salina, Kansas, right before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, had 124 head of steers, weighed 824 at 164.35. That's your feeder flash for Friday.